Around 1,000 years before the Common Era, a Brahmin named Vajashravasa prepared to perform the Vishwajit, the sacrifice of everything, a ritual in which a man gives away all he owns to earn merit in the next world. But when the moment came, Vajashravasa didn't give away his best cattle. He gave away the ones that were old, dry, blind in one eye, and past giving milk, animals no one would miss. Watching from the edge of the ritual ground was his young son, Nachiketa, perhaps 12 or 13 years old, sharp-eyed and troubled by what he was seeing. A true sacrifice was supposed to cost something. This one cost nothing at all. So Nachiketa walked up to his father and asked a question no one else dared to. "Father, to whom will you give me?" Vajashravasa said nothing. Nachiketa asked again, still nothing. So he asked a third time, the same 4 words, quieter, but not backing. On the third asking, something in the father snapped. He rounded on his son and shouted the words he would spend the rest of his life regretting. "I give you to death, to Yama. I give you." The words hung in the air over the sacrificial ground. Every priest present had just heard a father dedicate his own son to death itself, inside a ritual, out loud, where words are believed to become real. Nachiketa could have treated it as a father's careless outburst. Instead, he turned it over calmly in his mind. A word once spoken in a sacred rite was not something to take back. If he had been given to death, then to death he would go. By the time Vajashravasa's anger cooled, his son was already gathering a small bundle to leave. The father who had shouted those words now stood in the doorway, unable to unsay them. So Nachiketa did the one thing no living person is supposed to do on purpose. He set out on foot toward the house of Yama, the Lord of Death. When he arrived, Yama was away, so Nachiketa did the only thing a guest can do. He waited 3 full days and nights at the threshold, without food, without water, without complaint. In the world Nachiketa came from, a guest left unattended at your door for even one night was a serious wrong, believed to quietly burn away a host's good fortune. This guest had been left for 3. When Yama finally returned and learned what had happened, he was troubled. A Brahmin boy, a guest, had been kept waiting at his own door for 3 days. Even death has to answer for that kind of debt. To make things right, Yama offered Nachiketa a boon for each night he had waited. 3 wishes, granted by death himself, for anything the boy wanted. For his first wish, Nachiketa didn't ask for anything for himself. He asked that his father's anger be washed away, and that when he returned home, he be welcomed back without resentment. Yama granted it at once. For his second wish, Nachiketa asked to be taught the sacred fire ritual said to open the path to heaven. Yama agreed and explained it so precisely that the ritual would carry the boy's own name ever after, the Nachiketa fire. 2 wishes granted, 1 remaining. And here, Nachiketa asked the question he had actually walked all this way to ask. When a person dies, some say they still exist. Some say they don't. Tell me, which is true? For the first time, Yama hesitated. This question, he said, even the gods of old have puzzled over it. It is subtle and not easy to grasp. Ask me for something else instead. And then death began to bargain. sons and grandsons who would live 100 years, herds of cattle, elephants, gold, horses, a vast kingdom to rule. Anything in his power, anything except that one answer. Take a long life instead, Yama urged. Take singers and dancers such as no mortal has ever owned, sent to serve you alone. Ask for anything a man could want. Only leave this one question alone. Nachiketa didn't hesitate. All of that wears a man down, he said. Even the longest life is short beside what you are guarding. Keep your horses, your dancers, your gold, Lord of Death. Only this answer will do. Once a man has come face to face with you, Nachiketa said, how could he still want wealth, or long life, or pleasure? Those things end. I want to know what does not. Something shifted in Yama's expression. Not irritation, but something closer to respect. A boy who could refuse death's own bargain was, at last, ready to actually hear the answer. There are two paths open to every person, Yama began. The pleasant and the good. They look similar from a distance. The wise examine both and choose the good. The foolish chase the pleasant and call it wisdom. The self within you, Yama said, was never born, and it does not die. It is not destroyed when the body falls away, any more than a house's owner is destroyed when the house burns down. Picture your life as a chariot, Yama continued. The body is the chariot, the senses are the horses, the mind is the reins, and the one who should be holding those reins, the intellect, is the charioteer. You are the one riding inside. A man whose charioteer is careless, lets his horses run wherever they please, and never arrives anywhere. A man whose charioteer is skilled reaches the end of the road. Most people never even ask who is driving. Yama gave him the teaching's final instruction. 4 words that would outlive every empire built after him. Arise, awake, approach the wise, and learn. The path is said to be as narrow and as sharp as a razor's edge. Nachiketa listened to all of it, not as a frightened boy anymore, but as someone who finally understood what he had actually been sent here to receive. He bowed, and death let him go, unharmed and unafraid. Nachiketa walked back the way he came, home to a father who welcomed him exactly as promised. He carried no wealth, no kingdom, no long life. He carried the one thing he had actually gone looking for. If this story moved you, hit like, subscribe, and join us for more tales from Kathavana, stories that outlive time.